Please join me in welcoming to the podium the 2016 Outstanding Full-Time Teacher of the Year, Dr. Rebeca Tacy.
Hello, everyone. I can think of no greater honor than to be honored as the Full-Time Faculty of the Year. And I want to thank all of you students and all the faculty who had a hand in honoring me today. Thank you. I want to start with a quote from an unknown author. "The future lies before you like a field of driven snow. Be careful how you tread it, for every step will show." Now, on a great day like today, when we honor you for all your accomplishments, and your parents and your family are here to honor you for your accomplishments, we want those steps to show. Some of you may be getting the degree of your dreams. Some of you may be preparing for higher learning. And some of you may be actually getting a degree that you really hadn't dreamed of, that was a surprise to you because new avenues came or new opportunities came. Because life doesn't always lead a straight path. Sometimes it does bring surprises. So I want to tell you a couple of stories. Once, I thought I could fly. I know that sounds funny, but I was 4. I was in Mexico, where I was born, and I was fully into magical thinking. I stood at the top of a great stone staircase, and for a split second, I knew without the shadow of a doubt that I could fly. And I tried, of course. It didn't turn out so well. A depressed skull fracture, a few hours of unconsciousness for me, but I think it was much more traumatic for my mother, who had several of hours of worry. But you know, that depressed skull fracture is one of those steps that show for me, I know that I need to think before I jump. But you know, my mother, she never stopped encouraging me. And she always said, "Todo lo que imagines, lo puedes hacer," which means anything you can imagine, you can do. Of course, I've still not mastered flight. When I graduated from high school, I wanted to be a teacher. And I received a full scholarship to another school. I enrolled in the pre-education program. And at the end of the year, I applied to the education department. I was turned down. I was turned down because I have terrible handwriting. My students know this too. So I dropped out of school, left my scholarship, and I went to work. I got a job in a hospital, and that's where I realized I liked what nurses did. And at the time, Thomas More, being the first, was the only program to offer a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and I found myself here. I became an emergency room nurse, and I thoroughly love nursing. It was a wonderful surprise to me. One of my mentors early in my career said to me, something that I want you to think about for your careers, regardless of what your career might be. She said, "Welcome to nursing. But remember, you need to leave nursing just a little better than it is now, and you'll be successful." After 25 years of being a nurse, I was offered a position to teach here. And now I get to teach nursing. After more than 30 years of wanting to be a teacher, I got to be a teacher. And I also get to be a nurse. Best of both worlds, of course. And they didn't even ask about my handwriting, okay? But you know, teaching has benefits for both the teacher and the student. It's a mutually beneficial experience. One of my students came running to me in a clinical experience. She was so excited. She explained to me a decision that she had made independently for a patient of hers. And the decision and her actions were really paled in comparison to her conclusion. She exclaimed, "I am thinking critically. I'm thinking like a nurse." And you know, she had been transformed into a nurse, and she herself realized it at that moment. And it's those experiences that are the greatest gifts you students give us, the teachers. Every student comes into his own, to the discipline that you are taught by your professors. I teach my students to think like nurses. Your professors have taught you to think in your discipline, and it is a great gift. I am privileged to be here where new graduates are born, and I want to close with two quotes from St. Thomas More. Education is not the piling on of information, data, facts, skills, or abilities, but rather, that is training, but rather it is making visible what is hidden as a seed. He also said, to be an educated person, a person doesn't have to know much or to be informed, but he or she does have to have been exposed vulnerably to the transformative events of an engaged human life. Go forth into the world, class of 2016, and thank you.